Good morning, 1,000,001 subscriber. If you're watching this, thank you. Welcome back. Anyway, I just gave my goat a CDT vaccine. This is a vaccine supposed to be every once a year, but I think I'm gonna practice one time and then booster. But there's nothing much going on in my farm right here in a small farm in Los Angeles. Anyway, I just want to talk about, like, first thing you considered if you buy a goat, especially here in LA or here in the US, that you just do it yourself, or the one in the Philippines. You work here in the abroad and you have goats in the Philippines, or you're thinking buying goats in the Philippines for business or personal consumption. Based on my experience, having a goat here in LA, right after I purchased the goat, it sank in my mind. It's like, oh my God, what if I got sick? Who's gonna take care of my goats? And what if I'm going to vacation? Who's gonna take care of my goats? What if I get cold in my job? Who's gonna feed the goats earlier? What if on the way to work, knock on wood, you get accident? Who's gonna feed the goats? Well, I thought of that, the whole thing. As far as what if I got sick, most of my system here is like, they have, I make sure there's food all the time, so at least 3 to 4 days. As far as for what you call it, their hay, I make sure there's a hay rack right here. Make sure it's full, and they got their, I put this right here, and by the way, I put a hay rocks right too, so they don't make a mess. They don't really make a mess that much. And then this one, I always stuff it at least about 4 to 5 days in their hay. So that's pretty much. And also the water, as you can see, that water right there, it's automatic waterer. So I put a hose. So that's pretty much, I made that plan to, what if those things happen. And as far as their grains, their feeds, I make sure I already set aside that whoever's take care of it, they already know the sequence, and then that's only how much they feed. And we're talking about Philippines. For those OFW right there, or thinking about having goats in the Philippines, you're here in the US and you just hired a caretaker, friends, relatives, family, and you're thinking about having goats for business, stop doing that. Um, it won't gonna make it. I mean, it'll make it, but it's gonna give you a headache. Um, a goat business in the Philippines, you're gonna have a long time to get your return, unless you have a capital. You're gonna buy 365 goats right away, and then now you have income every day. You can slaughter one goat a day. But if you're thinking only buying 4 or 5 goats to start, you're gonna start getting your return maybe about 5 to 6 years. I guarantee you that. No matter what, some of my friends telling me, oh, better just get upgraded goats, like, or full blood goats. You can get your return fast. No, because they're expensive too. You're talking about 60 to 75,000 per goat. There's a goat 100,000. There's 200,000, and you cannot get a return right away. And especially if you are not there, sometimes the caretaker you cannot really rely on, because sometimes they don't like it, they quit, and now you're gonna have a problem with another caretaker. So my suggestion, if you wanna have a goat and somebody's have a caretaker, just get about at least three or 4 caretaker and have them trained, because I know goats seem so simple, but there's some times that you need to know when you're gonna deworm the goats, when you're gonna give them a vaccine, when you're gonna give them vitamins, and what kind of food you can feed your goats, because not all grass or grain or trees that you can feed your goats. So it's better to give them a training. You invest on that, and also you can help them too, because if in case they quit or they want to move somewhere, they don't like to work with you anymore, they can find some better jobs. And that's the purpose of my goat house in the Philippines. Helping people get it trained, give them a tools to have a better life, that's really my main purpose in the Philippines, having goats. Because it doesn't make sense for me if having goats there and I'm here, and again, you don't make money at all, but I enjoying it. I enjoy watching my guys. They're enjoying take care of the goats. I enjoy watching them family. They're like happy to take care of the goats. So that's my enjoyment. I think I got this from my mom. So it doesn't matter if I don't make money, but that's the main purpose for me, to help one family at a time. So I just give them a tools to lift up their boost, and might be someday they can be a goat business owner. Having a goat while you're away, it's better you have 3 or 4 caretakers, because based on my experience, a person quit, and you know, when they quit, they just quit. They don't care. There's a livestock right there that need to be feed. So again, it's better to have for you to, if you're thinking having goats in the Philippines, get 3 or 4 caretaker. So that's what I said, it's gonna cost you a lot. My operation from Philippines versus here, my goat, I have only 3 here in the Philippines right now. I got I just have goats get birth. I have 21 right now, goats, and which is here versus Philippines. Here I don't have that much a cost of labor, because it's me, and this is a pet. So I have only give them hay, give them grain. And the grain, when I buy 50-pound grain, it lasts me about 3 months. The hay bale, it's gonna last me 1.5 months, because I always give them like an unlimited hay bale. And as you notice, a bunch of hay right here. So once it dried up, or 3-4 days right there in those, I take it out and then just like break it down, make them like a bedding. So as you notice, that this was my hay thing, so I put my hay right there. So again, that's only my opinion. Having goats here, and make sure you have thoughts that things that could happen that you're out of your head. And it's and also like in the Philippines, if you're thinking about hiring only one caretaker, and those people, sometimes they get sick too, so you don't want them to be working while they're sick. So that's why I always have 3 or 4 caretaker in the Philippines, and because I want them to have a day off, enjoy, and they can enjoy themselves. I know my goat there is not much, but again, my farm in the Philippines is not for business, it's more on charity. It's like a training center, training ground for them. Very much, I got 2 family, 1 family already graduated. Yeah, he quit, he found another job, he doesn't like it, so now he's working with my friend, and he like, being a goat caretaker is really different. You're gonna look for it. It's so addictive. So that's why I told him, like, once you guys try this, it's very addictive. You cannot stop. You just want to keep going. So it's very therapeutic. Early morning, they just come up here. We just come up, and then they're a very loving animal. I know it's a livestock, but it's kind of funny. So you just put your boundary, and you wanna be like a pet, or It's gonna be your food. So anyway, folks, I got those small advice to you guys. Having thought, thoughts before I bought the goats. Yep. But so far, folks, I have no regrets having goats. Either here or in the Philippines. In the Philippines, I always say, "Oh my goodness, I gotta close down because I have problems with my caretakers and all that stuff." But when I look at my goats, I have a camera. I got CCTV camera. When I look at my goats, I feel so bad if I'm gonna let it go, so I continue. It costs a lot. Feeds, because especially in my province, our feed store is far, and the goat feed, you have to bring it from other island to another island, so the shipping is expensive. I have a lot of friends that suggest, just give them, some not a goat feed. Is just mix it yourself. But I did that before. Man, I have a lot of goat casualty, and it's not the same. So I found this goat feed, Ramsol, and so I'm buying it from my place to Cebu. They will ship it to a boat, and then boat to a car. So it cost me a lot, but it's fine. Again, it's a hobby, and it's like a charity for my goat in the Philippines. That's all it counts. I don't really think those for profit. And this one is my goat here. This is only a pet. It's my therapeutic thing. So, all right, folks, that's all I can share for today, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Peace. Bye bye.